See what jobs we got. Okay, I'm a little bit locked in here, aren't I? Straighten out. Please be the one that opens from this direction. Okay, thank you very much. I'll probably have to grab fuel again. Maybe eco-driving is a good idea. I'll do this just because it makes sure. Yeah, I'll do this so it makes sure. I was gonna do the 3,000 one, but since I gotta get fuel, it's probably better if I just, another burp. Since I have to get fuel, it's probably better if I go overboard a little bit. I could absolutely do a long drive every time, but sometimes I don't feel like doing that. I could actually do this drive without getting fuel, which is kind of funny, but I'm gonna just... I'm just gonna get fuel. It's just a better idea, too. Kind of funny. In this game, I seem to try really hard to find, like, an in-game head position, right? I try really hard to find an in-game head position where I'm, like, happy where I am, right? And then take my hand entirely off my mouse. I really don't know why. It's just kind of something I noticed that I like doing. But it can be really hard to find a good head position. I could always play in, like, the third-person mode, but, like, eh. I mean, it would solve my problem, is the thing. But I kind of don't want to. It just... I don't know. I've always played in first person. This is really disorienting. And it's a lot harder to see what's actually, like, directly in front of me. I might use it more, like, if I can't see. But, yeah, I don't know. Preference is a fun thing. This is directly after the last one, so I'm still trying to think of things I want to talk about. Honestly, I might be out of things that I want to talk about. Maybe, because after this, we'll actually have met our goal, right? We're gonna upgrade the, we're gonna upgrade our garage. Which means we'll have more space. Which means the next goal is probably going to be another truck, if I had to think about it. And then hire another person, kind of go from there, right? Yeah. Because at least at that point, we're going to be getting a slow income. The next goal is just that next truck, which is going to take some doing. Which will probably mean this truck that I'm currently in being retired to the other guy while I get a new truck. Honestly, my taste in trucks in this game is I prefer Scania over everything else. Just because of the layout of it, mostly. And then maybe, MAN or Volvo. And then everything else. I don't really have a preference outside of this because I just prefer this design visually. So I'll probably grab another Scania. I think DAF trucks are cheaper, but I don't really want to buy a used truck. I like having the mileage part of it be everything that I've driven. That's literally the only reason. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm thinking a lot on all of this. Trying to think of fun ideas to do on this channel. Honestly, at some point in the pretty near future, I might do a run through of the City Siege games again, or at least the first one, with some challenge rule set stuff. Honestly, no, I'd probably do the second one, challenge rule set stuff wise, because it would be a lot more difficult. Mostly because the first game didn't have the spy, right? The spy made everything in those games just because of the stealth system, right? It made everything in those games so much easier. And it's kind of obvious that in several places the spy was very intended to be used. So a way like a grunt only run, for example. A grunt only run would be admittedly kind of hard in any game except one, because in one, okay, like you can do that. It's far from impossible. It's just remarkably annoying, and you probably will have to struggle a little bit to get a perfect thing in it. But it doesn't have it doesn't have tanks. It doesn't have any veterans because they didn't exist yet. It didn't really have any tanky enemies. It just had the riflemen, the bazookas, and the commandos as enemies, with only the commandos taking multiple shots to kill. So it'd be pretty simple to kind of just do the first one, but the second one has so much more stuff in it. And trying to kill so many enemies. Like, okay, in a grunt only run, casualties are gonna happen. They're so squishy. The riflemen are just so fucking squishy. So it'd be an interesting dynamic in the second one because it would become become a matter of, do I have enough manpower to get through this? These people are going to die. It would not be 100% because you need to not lose units in order to get 3 stars on each map, but it would be interesting to see how well I could do, admittedly. In a very different dynamic than usual. That's what excites me mostly. Admittedly, in the first game, it'd be like that too, because I don't know how the fucking bug ended up persisting between several fucking games. But an infantryman, the rocket launcher guys, right? An infantryman is able to just outright survive a rocket to the face. They just live if it direct hits them. But if they jump, they just die from the blast. Because of how the fucking invincibility frames work, and the blast does a lot more damage. So you get hit by... So when you get direct hit by it, you take the damage from the projectile itself, which is much less. And then you take... when you would have taken the blast damage, right? You instead just, since it hit you and is exploding on your head, it's instantly right after, so you don't get that damage. You just invincibility frame through it. So, I don't know, it does not feel like that should be how it is. But that's literally how it stayed for several games. That by trying to dodge the rocket launcher shots, you actually were way more likely to actually die from them. Just flawed game design. On a random note about Freezeria, it's kind of funny. So, I've said before that I kind of don't like Freezeria as a game, right? which is unfortunate because a lot of people seem to think it's popular and a lot of people like it, and that's good on them. Okay, not my style of Papa's game, but it's kind of gone so far that as the deluxe versions on Steam are coming out, right, and the Jacksmith remake as well, I've bought all of them so far, except Freezeria Deluxe, because it just keeps getting pushed down the list of things I'm gonna get next. Which personally I find hilarious. And it kind of shows my point of, oh, this game, yada 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 yada. It just kind of shows my point of me enjoying it less. Even though I think Deluxe, Freezeria Deluxe is actually way better. They fix a lot of the issues that I kind of have with it. And it becomes, at least from what I've heard, it becomes a lot more of a game I'd probably like, but I still, because of the damage the original game did to my enjoyment of Freezeria, I still, hilariously, have not gotten it. I'll get it pretty soon, though. Pizzeria Deluxe was actually the game that got me wanting to start my trek down going through all the games. Because it had just come out and I 100%ed it on Steam, right? So I really wanted to finish it. Wait, I did finish it. Like, what it did was it reminded me how much I loved those games after so long of not playing them. So then I decided that I was going to revive this channel and start going through all the games in order of release, playing them for the channel, 100%ing them. I've done some of them before, I've not done all of them before. And having that experience with them again, yeah, it's... The Papa's games carry a lot of nostalgia for me. That's kind of what this channel is for. It's Draconic Arcade. Arcade is something that most people... I accidentally pressed D instead of D because I switched hands for a moment to fix my headset. Arcades are something for a lot of people that are very nostalgic. For me, they're very nostalgic as well. They're older games that I tend to be playing, and they're games that I love and when I played when I was younger. And I want to revisit, I want to finish, I want to show, right? That's what this is for. It's so I can show these games off, and hopefully people who also like them will play them. That also reminds me, I need to grab some of my PS2 games. There's a few games there that, oh, I would love to do a run through of. Completely finish them and have some fun with. Kind of mark my journey with them because I'm so bad at some of them. Like fuck the old Battlefront 2. PS2 Battlefront 2. Oh my god, I spent so much time on that game. I ended up buying the one on Steam, the original one on Steam, because it's such a good experience. I love it so much. And then I was disappointed from the one on Steam. I don't even remember why at this point. I might revisit the PS2 version sometime. I have the means to record it. God, that's an idea. PS2 was a hell of an era. It's interesting that I have experiences from basically every console. Up to like recent day ones. Because I was never like super picky on which ones I would have or which ones I played or any of that. So to me, certain games are paired in my mind with certain consoles. I don't really think they'll ever, like, not be. Certain consoles I never had any really fun, good games with. Then obviously there's games on the Switch, which I think has kind of become the one I play the most. I don't, as of current time, right at this moment, I don't plan on getting a Switch 2. Just because nobody I am around has one yet, I don't have a reason to. And it's so new that the rare few games, right, that I might enjoy, like, I tend to not enjoy newer games, just in general, as a rule. That's kind of how my brain goes. I don't enjoy them as much, I should say. But when something is this new, right, there's so much less likely to be games that maybe want the console. Like, it took until, this wasn't super far after release, admittedly, but Smash Ultimate coming out was what got me to get the original Switch. I didn't really want it before then, although I did enjoy Breath of the Wild. Because I also got that. Breath of the Wild was good. I don't think I've ever finished. I should do that. I should finish that. I should play that here. I just never finished Breath of the Wild. Me finishing games is something that happens only once in a blue moon. Also kind of the reason this channel exists. Gives me a reason to finish it. Breath of the Wild was really good. I got continuously distracted, and some of the systems were really fun. And I should revisit it. Tears of the Kingdom is something that I have not even touched. I might do some Fire Emblem Three Houses runs as well. Kind of reminds me of something. Hang on. Yes, I'm pausing to check something entirely separate in the middle of recording. I can't wait till later. I will just simply forget. There we go. Now that that's done, right back on course. But yeah, Fire Emblem Three Houses. I love that game. I'll bother with XCOM 2 stuff at some point. Again, I've already mentioned that. But I do like that game. So on Switch, though, Triangle Tactics. God, it's been forever since I thought about that. I played one playthrough of that game. Oh, I fucking loved that. It was such a fun game. I sucked at it. That's really something I worry about, though, with games that I can lose, is it takes me multiple tries to get through a mission sometimes. Then again, I did say I want to play Shadow of War, which that game is fucking brutal. So, I don't know. I might just have to put it down as shit happens, and that's what this channel's for. I'm only human. I'm not gonna succeed every time. I'm gonna fail a lot, and I'm gonna post when I fail too, because that's again what I want to do. Even completely failed runs probably will end up having a place here. Dark Souls someday, maybe. I can't. I'm not good at Dark Souls games. My brain is wired weirdly. Kind of like Night Rain, but I don't know. The games make me very mad. Which admittedly is what I like in a game. I like a game that makes me mad. I don't really get loudly angry very often. And those games don't really make me loudly angry. They make me grumpy. I'm just not good at those games. It's raining. I'm also making a distinct effort to not buy any games for this. I already have a massive backlog. I would rather work through that backlog than buy new games just to do them. Because I've been pretty good at, like, finishing games that I do buy. But I have a backlog. I should really work through that. I've not, like, obviously the Flash games are free. Ooh, Jagged Alliance as well. That's a series I wanted to put around here because those are especially the older ones. So Jagged Alliance 1 and 2. Specifically, I only have 2 right now, but I know I can get 1 if I want, and I know I love that game. Breaking my rule already, but like, yeah, it's for the use of finishing the series, maybe. Jagged Alliance holds a very bittersweet place in me, in my brain. Yes, in my brain. Just because of Jagged Alliance Online. That game held a very special place in my heart for a very long time. But unfortunately, you can't play it anymore. Like, at all. The server shut down a while back, and it's been impossible to get them back up. And since it's been impossible to get them back up, you can't play the game anymore, which is really sad. It's another reason. It's some online-only games, right? You could have absolutely made that not tied to an online server, but they just shut it all down and you can't even play the game anymore. It's sad. Yeah, that's just something that makes me very sad, and I don't know, maybe someday somebody will figure out a way to get it to function, but as of right now, there isn't not one. So it was a really good game too, even though I was really bad at it and never got very far. It got me into the style of game that these days that I love. So I'll play Jagged Alliance 1 and 2, maybe 3. Unfinished Business as well. And yeah, that's definitely something I will eventually play on this. I am so bad at Jagged Alliance, though. Especially the older ones, like Jagged Alliance 2. The early versions of the game are so well, not the early the early game is so goddamn hard because at that point you only have pistols, right? Which is, it's fine. All the enemies also only have pistols, but it also means you have to be so goddamn close to the enemy in order to have even a chance of hitting them. And that doesn't sit well with my brain, and it causes a lot of deaths because you have to be so close. I don't know, it's one of those things that if you can get past the early game, it's fine. But during those early points of it, it's frustrating. It's really, really frustrating. They fucking love their toll roads, don't they? Another $20. Yeah. But yeah, it's a minor frustration, but with me, there's no game that I just love, right? I have complaints about damn near any game that I would ever think about playing, or that I've ever played, for in fact. Every single one. Like, without fail, every single one I have a complaint about. Because for me, part of liking a game is disliking parts of it. Knowing where it's not perfect, knowing that it isn't perfect, not enjoying certain parts of it. I always have gripes with a game. I can't love something without having gripes of it. It doesn't mean I don't like it. It means I have gripes about the game. Like, I have a fair few gripes, like in this game, for example. Like, of course, like I kind of grumbled about the toll booths. Speaking of toll booths, I will absolutely grumble about that because they're annoying as hell. Especially when it's your only route to a fucking destination. Destination. I don't know if in these actual countries this is the only route to those destinations. But the fact that you're slapped with toll roads over and over and over again, right? I don't know if it's realistic to the actual countries or if there's roads around the back roads that you can avoid them. But in the game, it's frustrating as all hell. Like, that is definitely a gripe I have. Just because there's no alternative routes, I guess. But even then, it's a minor frustration. I'm still playing the game, so I don't dislike it too much, right? Or like with Enemy Unknown, right? Fuck, there's certain things I don't like about that game. There's certain enemy types that are just annoying. There's certain missions that it has you do that are just annoying, luck-based, not really even difficult. They're just they're just luck checks, right? Granted, that's XCOM, but I don't know, it's something that gets me often. When I'm playing those, it's a game that annoys the fuck out of me. Or UFO Defense, right? The damage ranges. God, I both love the damage ranges, right? Because it can lead to some really interesting or depressing moments. It's a storytelling device, and it makes sense why as well. Like why it happens. But oh my god, sometimes it is the most annoying thing in existence. And I can't help but utterly despise it. And then you just kind of die instantly. In the early game, everyone just gets shot and dies instantly. And then later in the game, oh, you wore armor? Okay. You have a chance of not just keeling over when you get shot one time. I don't know. There's certain things like that that do definitely annoy me. But they're part of the game, right? So, and it is what it is. Interesting. For some reason, my encoding was overloaded there for a moment, and I don't know how. Hold on. Makes me a little worried, so. You're gonna hear probably me in the background here for a moment. Oh no, no you're not. I just want to check something really. Okay, I was just looking at one of my other ones, and it looks like it's mostly working, but there's occasional choppiness, and I'm so sorry about that. Don't know why that's happening. And since I don't know why it's happening, I can't really do much about it right now. Except try to keep an eye out for when it happens and apologize when it does, like it happened there. And I do worry about video quality, so I really do wonder what's causing that, though. It's doing it again. Why is it doing it again? What's going on that is killing my encoding so much? I don't know, I'm gonna have to check it out next time. This entire video is probably all chonky. Which admittedly, if it's all chonky, you probably got a warning at the beginning of the video about it. Thankfully, we're just about home free, so I don't know. I enjoy having something like this that I can play and post between things that are actual projects. Because this is just calm. Definitely lets me help practice talking, too. Which, if I want to do this more and more and more, I need to get better at. I do believe mail might have just arrived. It's about that time. Not in game. I don't get mail at 3:33 a.m. in game. God, that would be fucking hilarious. And concerning. No, it's only about 11:20 right now. There's the encoding overloaded again, which I'm very sorry about that. Lack? Lucky? Uh-oh. Some names and stuff are beyond me, so... I'm paranoid about the encoding now. So this is most likely to go up after... I noticed the encoding paused there, so... This is likely to go up after, like... after City Siege Jungle finishes posting, so... I really don't see a reason why the encoding should be struggling. Literally changed nothing from the last couple times that I recorded, and... Other than my mic volume. Open Sesame. I did it! Yay! Where's the... It's... nah, it's 15 experience. Money! So that pushes me over 180k. It actually puts me to 195k, so let's, Yay! Let's fucking go! Not bad at all. We got 3 slots for stuff now. Got 15 grand to work with. Which honestly, buying a truck might not take all that long. Ah. So we'll be 107. Okay, we can build up to that pretty quick, I think. Get a basic man truck. 17. We could build up to like a 150. Get one with a better engine. Yeah, honestly, so 158. We're gonna have to get every truck eventually, so we should probably start with... I want to get every truck eventually, right? So we'll start with the cheap one. So, and we'll go from there. Yeah. Not bad. Yeah, I'll leave the truck dealership. Okay. So we really need to get like what? Can I even math right now? 85 grand? Yeah, 85 grand. That's not bad actually. That's only a couple drives. And then we'll like a recruitment agency. Grab a driver, right? Which is a 1.5 grand per driver, which is basically nothing. Yeah. We're getting there, so we'll see if it ends up going well.